That's it. Yeah, we let's just do this first. I will go to the forum. We'll get to know each other, and then after that, we can look at your one of your votes. I think. Is that sounds good?
That sounds good to me.
Okay, let's take a look. So, what do you mention in the form? So far, you want to hit GM, want to improve on your game sense to know when you want to engage and disengage. Okay. What do you think is the exact problem with that? What is maybe is there anything in specific you struggle with in terms of game sense, know when you want to engage and disengage? What do you think is the main problem?
I think so. I smell blood a lot in the game, right? And if I see a guy by himself, I just want to dive on him, right? Even though, um, might not be the right play in hindsight. I just still do it, and I need to know when to not do that, like when not to end by myself or whatever, or when to disengage. And for like the game sense standpoint for it, I'm relatively new to Overwatch and stuff, so I'm trying to learn exactly when I need to be using my ults and stuff because I'm trying Brig out now, and like I build rallies somewhat quickly, but then I don't really know when is a good time to use it. And then in like the maps, obviously, just it comes within game time. Now that I'm thinking about it, but that's really like the core thing, like using my abilities properly.
Okay, okay. Yeah. I think I get it. Probably we can start with the timing, then with you discuss that a little bit more. What you mentioned is, well, you looking to play Brig Anna pretty much, for the most part. And then you have quite a bit of experience with the FPS. Yeah, I think all of it makes sense. This is fine. Yeah, we can just start with one of your games and take a look at what we can improve on. Okay.
All right, so should I just pick any VOD then, or
The best one would be if you have a game where you lost, but it was a close one where you felt like you played well. I think it would be the best one, or just the close win is also okay. If you think you did quite good there, just pick the game which is whatever like you think
okay, I
represents the
gotcha.
best. Yeah, like how you play.
Let me take a look real quick.
It's okay. Take your time. And see, make sure those games have with your main characters the pre-gunner, which you want to improve at, and should be okay.
I guess we can watch this one. I think this one's okay. Do you want me to stream it, or are you gonna stream it?
You can just give me the code and I will stream it.
Oh, how do I even do that?
Oh,
Gunner, you just share and then copy
yeah.
and then just.
Yeah.
Wait, what do I do? I share and then what?
So highlight the game, then you click share,
On.
and then it'll give you a little code, and then just copy.
I'm gonna give him the Circuit Royal when we played last night. The 3-2-1.
Yeah, I think it's fun. What was I even playing on that map? Was I playing Zara?
You were playing Zara, I believe. I'll DM you the code. Here you go.
Oh no.
The code
Zara and Circuit's quite difficult.
Yeah, I know. I've been forcing bad characters on every map. It's just been miserable.
No, this is okay.
This
is good learning experience.
No, that's why I'm doing it. It's just not fun at all.
Okay. I'm screen sharing. Can you see my stream just fine?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, we are ready for battle. Okay, so we playing Brick here. Okay. What is your thought process? What are you looking to do? Maybe let's just start with what do we started with a Brick in specific?
So I typically go, close to the front line most of the time, so I can make sure I can hit the my shift ability or whatever to proc the inspire, of course. And then if I see that we're getting a lot of pressure, I kind of go back to the mid to the back line so I can support either the other support on my team so she can't get dived on, of course, or while still being able to maintain my inspire procs, of course.
Okay.
It's what I try to do, but then sometimes I just get flustered, and it's just GG's.
Okay, that sounds reasonable. then why do we okay? Why do we pick the Brig here in the first place? Why not Anna in specific?
Because I want to keep playing Brig. I want to keep getting better with her. Is really what it is, to be honest with you.
This is fine. Yeah, I think this is a good reason. Okay, let's take a look at what we gonna do here exactly. All what you mentioned makes sense. We have the Genji, we have the monkey. Okay, let's take a look. Okay. So the point of this shift, your flail, is to just kind of proc the inspire here, right?
Yeah, yeah, just to proc the inspire and to build the ult.
What about this one?
Same thing, although I miss it.
Okay, let's watch it a little bit more. Okay, so this one is kind of the same thing. You just kind of trying to proc it as well, or is there any other thoughts you have?
It's honestly just the proc here.
Okay. Okay. I'll just watch a little bit more this entire fight, so we'll see the patterns, and then we can talk about a couple of things, probably. Right. But now the diva. How do you use your bash?
So I try to do it where I save it to disengage or to as like a movement, but then sometimes I do use it to engage, and every time I do it, I die.
Right. Yeah. So for the most part, you'll notice like in 90-80% scenarios, your shield bash is really good tool which allows you to disengage. Sometimes, of course, the exceptions when you can hard engage. It's mostly when you have like higher tempo in the fight you can do that. But what I notice here, this 50 seconds, there's no been time when we use the bash, right? So is there anything we can do, so to speak, to kind of help you to let's put it this way. When you playing support, you can look to support your team in two ways. You can support your team directly with your healing, like your inspire, for example, yeah, or just kind of throwing HP at them. You have like 3 HP packs you can throw your teammates, and then there's indirect way where you can look to be aggressive and do pressure on the enemy, so they start kind of either they're gonna hide or disengage, so they're not able to do damage to your team, so to speak. Okay.
I see. Okay. Now,
And there's a part like how you can disable the pressure on your teammates. It's just about attracting some of the attention towards you. Okay, and this is what Shield Bash kind of allows you to do, because we position in a more aggressive way. Now some of the attention is gonna go towards you, but guess what? If the attention is in you, there are gonna be some cooldowns on you as well. Like maybe the diva will jump you. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. Like they have kind of be at combat at this point, but maybe let's say Life Fever will use his platform and will try to poke you out a little bit. You can just escape from that pressure. Okay, so my question would be, is there anything we can do to kind of force an enemy team's attention on us a little bit more? Because at this point of time, we just playing and we not able to use our shield bash as much, sort of, right? We just kind of stay in the fight, right? And then we go back, yeah, and then you kind of try to engage here. But what do you think? Even at this point, right? What do you think you can do with your positioning to draw more enemies' attention? What do you think?
Maybe by randying that door right there, because there's a health pack in there.
This is possible. Well, you can be here. I'm thinking.
I think that's too far up, though.
Oh, you're blowing up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this might be too far, but remember your shield bash distance. Yeah, what is that? You can maybe end up right behind the car there. If you also combine it with the jump at the end, you can end up pretty far. Yeah, this is like an example. Maybe you can be here. Maybe what else? Is there anything else where what we can do?
Maybe right where that stair starts to go up, maybe on that corner.
Yeah, maybe this. We can be at those stairs. So just slightly more attention, and of course there's should be quality attention. We don't want to be exposed to everything. Yeah, we don't want to be exposed to every possible piece of damage because you can only shield from one side, but because you do it effectively, like you maybe force this diva, like let's say instead of going back, maybe we force the diva to stay in us a little bit longer, like when you started playing here. Because we force her maybe like rockets, let's say you do that instantly. If you do it earlier, your team can get some more value. Maybe let's say the Genji sees that, he can be more aggressive. Yeah, maybe he can also force something like the booster. Your other teammates also see that, they can be more aggressive. This is what we do with our kind of aggressive positioning. I will give you a visual example of this. I'm just gonna find it so it will make more sense. Okay, so we wanna look at the brick. Yeah, brick aggressive positioning. But yeah, do you have any questions about this, what I just mentioned?
Uh, Not really. I feel like it's just me. Instead of backing up so much, I want to maintain the aggressive position and be closer to them because
Exactly.
it allows her to dive on like the Genji, for example.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. I don't know. I'm just gonna use this one because this is pretty recent one. Maybe you know this guy, this is awkward, but he's I think this is a good example of how what you can do. For example, this is a Blizzard world, and we can pretty much start at the statue maybe, yeah, you because you're being aggressive now and you forcing out the attention. See what he does, he's not trying to fight actively also really, this is just baiting out some attention, forcing the enemy team to use valuable cooldowns and then you escaping. Yeah, like even the punch is, this is like alright, sort of, yeah, but it's not only about the punch, it's also about some sort of damage. But because the enemies damage you and not your teammates, there's a bigger chance your teammates can survive. Because you're playing support, you also have this kind of HP pack with you constantly. If you hide behind the corner, we can always reset HP, where your other teammates, like your DPS, they cannot do that. Or your tanks, they cannot do that as well. That's why we want to take advantage of that. So this is like one example of when we're playing on Blizzard World, maybe like, let's say, what about this one? I don't know. So this is different player, but for example here, he goes in aggressive, really actively looking to swing on the Sarissa, but if something goes wrong, you instantly escapes. Yeah, this is the same sort of thing we can do to this here. So we're forcing more of the stuff, like, or just do it earlier, sort of. Okay, does it make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because, yeah, shield bash to engage is really risky a lot of times because there's a bigger chance they punish you, but also think about it like, maybe even here. Like, what about if I maintain a little bit more aggressive position, play near the car, and because I'm being poked, maybe not my Winston, just for a little bit, tiny bit, your Winston can live longer, and maybe your Kree can live longer, and then you can instantly escape anyway. So this is alright. You gotta be careful, of course, where you are, where you're gonna end up, so you're not too far. But definitely, when you will be doing this, trying to be in more aggressive mode is okay. You will notice you will die a lot. It might happen because you're trying to push your limits, but this is alright. As soon as you're doing it okay and kind of recognize why you die, maybe you position too far, maybe you're not playing the correct corner. This is alright. This is always good if you want to, you know, sneak a little bit more value. Yeah, like, let's say Diva flies towards you, not your Genji right there. Yeah, the Genji is not escaping, he's maybe not using his deflag, he just did it right there. So just wanna, yeah, like this, yeah. But the Diva flies towards you because she sees you going aggressive.
Oh, okay. So for her to have her fly towards me, should I be closer up to that car then? Because she does go to the Genji there.
Okay, and this is okay. Maybe we can talk about this a bit more because you also mentioned with the timing of the aggression, right? Okay, let's think about it this way. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm just gonna use this what's that called? The term of the kill zone. Think about the kill zone like a location where most of your team can actively do pressure. Okay, so if you look at it, right now your monkey is able to do the pressure on the corner, your Cassidy is able to do pressure on the corner, your Genji is able to do this kind of as well. Your idea with your positioning when we're doing this kind of shield bash, which is escaping, we want to bait an enemy team in your kill zone. And once they bait it in, you can either escape. Usually it's gonna be escape or like fight straight away. But yeah, I think let's not overthink it. Let's just say you escape and then fight, kind of. So see, if I'm playing here-ish near the car, or maybe if I'm playing at this corner here, I don't know, like this can be different. Yeah, if I'm baiting fundamentally the enemy's team's attention on me and then I can escape comfortably, then it should be alright, kind of. So see what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
If he, yeah. So you tell me, what do you think? If we play around the card, that does this strategy work? Like, does this baiting to the enemy, does this baiting the enemy in the kill zone work here? If you do that, what do you think? If we just near the card right now.
If I'm near the car, I think it would work if I can get out quick enough. If I can bait him quick, like maybe. I think so.
Yeah. So because if they pressure near if they start in pressuring you near the card, then they're gonna be in the kill zone. That is the main point. Just bait them in the kill zone, even slightly. You don't have to kind of maybe bait them in a center or something. Yeah, just make sure it's as uncomfortable as possible for them, and then we can escape, and then later you can fight them even longer. Yeah, but do it from the safe corner because you don't have as much mobility. You also use your bash. Maybe probably you would be playing like here. Maybe you can also use this space to kind of help you out as well. This is possible. To give you let me see. There's an example of this. So I just was watching some games recently. Maybe I can find you something. No, I don't think I have it saved. It's just really interesting. You know, on the Kingzone map where you're playing first point. Yeah, it's something you can do. Maybe you can use the hotel. Maybe try to leverage it when the enemy team start attacking the point. You can just start from there and then actively pressure their backline, actively pressure their anybody, and then because you're forcing them towards you while your teammates they doing damage, this is like quite good as well. This is just like more direct example, but let's watch a little bit more so we see what we can do here. Okay, I'm thinking the using your flail to just proc inspire was okay, and then we use the flail there to do the same as well. Okay. Yeah. So, for example, here, yeah, the same thinking. Instead of me kind of going in and maybe playing way too far from where the fight is, I can play closer to the corner to grab some of the attention of these players, and because of it, maybe my Winston can live, and then I can bash away. There's another thing, how we use our flail as well. I'm just thinking, because our first thought process is we wanna just proc the inspire, but what is the second usage of your flail? How we can use that?
To knock them away.
Knock them away. How do you identify when it's the best time to do that?
I don't know.
What do you think?
That's a good question. I think when they, honestly, I knock them away when they're, I don't know, when they're getting too close to me or when they're getting too close to like one of my teammates, I guess. I never really thought about using it in that way, to be honest with you.
So for example here, right? If our flail is to just proc the inspire, I assume, right?
Yeah, this is the proc the inspire.
Mm-hmm. And then it's on 4 seconds cooldown, right? And then we notice how there's a pressure from the diva currently, right? Is it more valuable to kind of have your flail here in this case and whip this diva out, or maybe like whip this junkrat out? What do you think?
Looking at it now, I think so. I think holding it is better, so I can knock the diva away to alleviate pressure on Ranicus, and then maybe he can actually live there.
Mm-hmm. I'm just thinking how we can think about this. So let's put it this way: whenever there's a point when an enemy can be doing this active damage, when, you know, for example, their diva can actively engage somebody, maybe their Widowmaker can go on the angle, maybe their even Kiriko can do something actively. There's a point of time when we should be thinking about not just proccing the inspire, but also disabling the pressure from the enemy. This is kind of, if you think about this, this is what happens exactly when you actively fight in that kill zone area. So for example, if we hear my team's kill zone around this corner, this is when most of my team can do this active damage. This is when they can press their primary fire and everything. I want to have that flail to directly support my teammates. So, well, first of all, it's inspire, right? This is good. But then the indirect support, which is even more important, is disabling the enemy damage. So these guys, like, for example, your Winston is not taking as much damage. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, so I should be looking for the grapples or the flares to be able to bounce him away rather than just trying to go for the heal proc.
The heal proc is also okay. I'm just okay. Let's just go back a little bit. So I'm just gonna show you, like, here. It was multiple times. It was sort of okay-ish. Let's say I use the proc on the diva here, right? Is she in your kill zone currently? Is she can
No.
be no, exactly. Where's your kill zone right now?
It's by the car.
Yeah.
Underneath that bridge.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So this is the point where we just proc and inspire. When enemies are not close to your kill zone, they are not in the kill zone, then just proc inspire. As soon as this happens, they closer to your kill zone. Maybe there's even this, by the way, you know, the diva threatening one of your angles. Something happens. We want our flail to just disable this, first of all. Want to disable this pressure. Okay? Does it make sense here?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah, exactly. And then, so there was a next example, like maybe, yeah, so when we were around the corner, Winston jumps back, and then we're going back to the corner. Like, all this entire time, by the way, if you maybe flail diva now, this is also okay. Maybe you flail this junkrat, it's also okay. But then, when this happens, when they get closer, so it's kind of now, sort of, you want to have your flail to move the people away, because the diva can just, she's really close to your kill zone, or like, yeah, she's in your kill zone even. So we want to look to disable this. And your shield bash, yeah, if we all connected to the kill zone, your shield bash helps you to force an enemy to look at you while your teammates can do things in the kill zone. Because I'm playing, I don't know, like, slightly to this card, like we mentioned before, yeah? The enemy's team, they start looking at you, you bash away, and like we mentioned, they starting to chase you, you kind of baiting them in. You're baiting the enemy in your kill zone.
I see.
Yeah, it seems like if we really simplify, bash helps you to bait enemy team out, but you just exist in a certain space, they try to chase you, get out, and your flail is to just boops them away. Yeah, it's kind of Bash drags them in, and then you escape because of your positioning, and the flail boops them away a little bit. You kind of all of these actions, you see, like while we're doing all this, we extend them more in that kill zone. We kind of holding the enemy team in this really sweating area longer because of all these actions. Whatever we do, this is maybe a little bit.
You know, it's making sense.
Yeah.
Totally.
Because there's just a part of how you use your abilities. Of course, there are also things like what kind of positions you want to hold, what kind of corners you're using, but I think it's more valuable to discuss it later. Okay, so let's say like now. What do you think about the flail here?
I think it would have been fine if I connected it because it pushes her back.
Yeah. So, but this is like a proc inspire flail, or we disable an enemy in the kill zone flail?
Oh, this is totally proc inspire.
Yeah, proc inspire. So, you think that's alright? Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's alright.
Yeah, I'm thinking this is okay too. The diva just used the boosters. The diva is like behind this wall. Most of your teammates, they can actively do damage only in this area, sort of. And you're also missing your Zarya. So we just wanna let them in a little bit more before booping them out like this. Yeah, but this flail like, right now it's alright. Proc inspire, yeah, can do that. Speed pack makes sense. It's just double, not sure. Wait, what happened? Okay. Oh yeah, so we were worried about the cast. Okay, this is fine. Okay. So notice here, yeah, the second thing we discussed is the bash. Yeah, like I want to hold those more aggressive positions. What do you think about your position here? Could we be holding a little bit more aggressive so you kind of force them to engage you and force them in the kill zone more? What do you think?
Yeah, I think I could be holding that corner a little bit tighter, like closer up to be more aggressive rather than being so far back.
So this one here, or?
Yeah, honestly, I think that one right there. Or maybe the one, I don't know, maybe the one in the building. Well,
yeah,
I mean, I don't.
Yeah, like. I mean, there are multiple solutions. To be honest, you probably it's either around this space or maybe the second location can work if you play around this cover here because you don't want to get poked from these guys. But yeah, I think the building number one is this one is more is kind of better slightly. You force some of the attention towards you, and then the diva maybe engages you, and then you can bash away like maybe towards this, maybe you can bash away even towards this. Just depends on what the enemy will do.
Now, should I be holding, so if I was in this room, should I be holding the door right here to our right or the one closer to them inside the building?
I'm thinking you can do both. It's just let's put it this way. As soon as you have most of your resources available when the actual fight happens, when the fight happens in the kill zone, you should be fine. So resources, it includes your shield. Most of your shield should be there. When the actual fight happens, you should have your HP for sure, like your armor, your HP packs, and your flail. That's it. So if you can hold here without getting poked as much, this can work. But if you notice they start pushing you, you probably will need to fall back a little bit more. There's no just like one answer. You gotta just think about the resources. Yeah, if you notice, oh, my resources are getting forced, this is not as good because you're getting poked in the space. Yeah, like from here where your teammates cannot actively do damage. This is bad. But let's say I'm actively getting poked like here. At this space, then most of my teammates, because they're able to do damage, this is better. So you definitely let's say you prioritize this because you know this is like closer to your kill zone. But you can also do this. Just make sure your resources are not as not being forced as much. You have most of your shield. You still have most of your HP. Kind of. Does it make sense?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Okay. Hmm. Okay, swinging on this diva, trying to book her away. So see this is where you want to be more thoughtful. The actual engagement starts, the actual the enemies are in your kill zone. Of course, we at this losing point kind of, but still, maybe you do the right flail. You can save one of your teammates, maybe your teammate is saved a little bit longer, you found that double charge, and maybe the fight can be turned around with those ultimates. But potentially. So like see here, is this diva really is she's gonna do a lot to you right now if you're trying to move her away?
No, probably not.
Okay. So what would be the better choice, like when we should be using the flail then?
Probably closer to the actual other enemy teammates in my kill zone down there. Guess where Randy is right now, so I should probably be around what the grass on the left there.
Yeah, it's so what do you would flail at this point then?
I'd probably play the Reaper because he's to push him back.
Yeah. It is just more bursty, kind of more dangerous here, right? So why not? I think this is possible. You can also react to this when this happens, move the diva away slightly. This is what you want to look at, yeah? Who is the most aggressive? Who is doing the most damage in the current moment when the fight is in the kill zone, and then flail them away. If you don't have it, yes, it's really short cooldown, but you don't have it for 3 seconds, Randy dies. But
True,
you know,
yeah.
you might die anyway, but it's alright. It's alright. You still by doing the flail at the right time, the right place. Who knows? Because it's also easier for you to execute it. By the way, so did we hit it? Yeah, so like right there, yeah, see, you also miss it because the diva is reacting to the pressure. Yeah, she's just kind of used the cooldown first and then she flies away. But it should be kind of other way around. They use something, they use the cooldown, like valuable things to go on your teammates, and then you disable them. Yeah, when the fight is in the kill zone, of course. And let's say you hit that flail and also you farm a little bit of an additional ult charge and then you save the fight. Yeah. There's just small percentages.
Gotcha, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is just like small percentage value, like maybe here, just here, but it can be also done in the previous fights. Yes, see how there've been many times. I'm thinking like maybe 2 times when we miss the flail. Yeah, and if we have the good thinking, if we hit more flails, it just farms more ult charge. And the thing with the bash also farms a lot of ult charge too, because you play in a more aggressive position now. You can swing more, and because you swing more, you can turn the fight around faster. Okay. So just resetting. Yeah, at this point, this is just kind of flails to poke the enemy. Oh, what's happening? Okay. No,
Oh, I spam my shield a lot. Yeah.
Oh, that's alright. That's it. See. Okay. Right. So that flail right there. Are we disabling the pressure, or are we just kind of using that to proc inspire right now?
Well, now that I know I can disable the pressure with it, I feel like I'm doing a little bit of both. Because I'm pushing him away, as well as proccing the inspire, I think.
Right. But
so I push him away, and then he disengages on right away.
Yeah, well, sort of. But see, where we trying to boop him away to, yeah. Because our idea is to keep an enemy in the kill zone longer, so to speak. They trying to engage, and then you boop them, so they have to kind of still walk a little bit longer before doing damage. This forces resources, right? But let's say you flail him away behind the corner. Is that gonna be... Is it gonna be easier for your team to do damage towards him in this case?
No, I probably actually saved his life doing it that way.
Yeah, so this is what you want to think about, because I'm I'm thinking if he ends up like this way, this corner, this is sort of right because you help out, you cast a little bit more. Maybe you can help out the Genji a little bit more. But also thinking about it like this way, can I move them away from this cover, away from those corners? Yeah, so you extend them in the kill zone a little bit longer. So instead of it being like them ending up maybe this way, this way, this way. I want to lean towards kind of this, making sure their hitbox is exposed to my friendly angles a little bit more. It's one of these crucial things as well, and that's why position is kind of important. Yeah, where you're standing, what are you trying to do with the flail?
Special delivery.
And see, this is like not a sharp corner, right? It. What do you? Let's put it this way. Is there anything we can do to kind of scout for this information so we can look for the sharper corner, like I mentioned here, like this one? Yeah, instead of it being like this, where it's away, from your team. Yeah, you want to kind of keep them. You still want to move them away a little, but kind of keep them on your team sidelines, right? Make sure it's more sharper. So, is there anything we could have done to scout the information that the Reaper is behind the corner here?
Go left maybe, but that would make me not be able to move him into the street.
Exactly, you move him this way, right?
Yeah, maybe just take the corner sharper on my end to get to where that one is first.
Can you
like,
repeat that again? Sorry.
So like where the one is right now,
yeah.
I should have gone there to be in between him and the diva, and then boop him to the road.
This is possible.
Would that have worked?
Actually, yeah, this is good thinking. You might do that. I was not even thinking about this. Yeah, why? Let's say you even, I don't know, maybe you hide here. Who knows? Somehow you, there at this point. It's not that realistic, but it could be because I'm here. I can boop the Reaper like this way in my team sidelines. I'm still kind of not booping him exactly closer. Yeah, I still want to disable the pressure, but I'm disabling the pressure also by enabling my teammates, like, so they're able to do more damage. This is important. And I also can bash away, always. I can bash away towards the cover, yeah, where my friendly space is, sort of. This could work. Another thing, it's which can help you to do better flails. It's how you scout around the corners. This is a really, I think, a lot of players, they're not actively thinking about this, but it's your third view, because you're trying to pick this corner, but you don't have as much information on who to boop, when to boop, and yeah, just you kind of reacting to things, but you want to collect information, as much information as possible, and then try to do things later, basically. So instead of me just picking out this way, I want to hold this, maybe scout what's happening, and then maybe you do this rotation like you explained. Maybe you can also be just kind of knowing, oh wait, the Reaper is getting in my space, I can just hold this and then boop him in a little bit, yeah, kind of sharper.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, why not? Just serve you. I'm not just using my shield to kind of protect myself, I'm using it as a collect information. We'll talk about this a lot if we do more lessons, just in terms of how you can scout the information, what you can do, but this is one specific tip. Just using your third view is extremely helpful, so you can decide who to flail and when to bash away, for example, too, yeah? Because I'm holding a corner, let's say something scary, the Diva Bomb, I don't know, well, maybe the Tree of Life, I just wanna, okay, I'll bash away or something, but I do it based on the information.
I never really thought about using the shield as a thing to peek around a corner with.
Yeah, this is quite a good one. Let me find it. Can I? Yeah, I think I can just use anything. Okay, target priority resources. Yeah, I don't. Well, let's just use similar map, maybe like this one. This. I'm just give me 1 second. Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking. I don't have exact like save timestamp of this, but we can take a look at this. Let's just watch a little bit more when this gonna happen. So here's just disabling the pressure. By the way, like if we look at this a little bit more, yeah, see, we don't just use the flail right away to proc the inspire. Yeah, we disable the most aggressive person. Yeah, this currently it's the Kiriko, so we can kind of just disable them and make sure they go back. But even this, by the way, this slight move, let's say he's gone behind the cover, he's still able to do a lot with his like Soryu because it just gives them a little bit more vision. He can kind of scout a little bit more information instead of like swinging. That's why from time to time you see the good Greek players, they just kind of maybe hide around the corner, collect information, and make a decision that might be just in a small amount of time, but yeah, let's watch this. Okay, so they just won the fight. Okay, let's see what's gonna happen later. They were just pushing the robot. Okay, disabling Doomfist, and this is more of a sorry. This was more of a just again kind of keep him busy in my kill zone. Yeah, he's escaping my kill zone, right? But I wanna make sure my team can do damage, and this guy cannot do as much damage as well. And because of it, we can just maybe boop him in this way. He's last person. Yeah, so it's sweet and nice. He cannot use his jump as well because of it. Because he's in this enclosed space, it's more uncomfortable. Okay, yeah, see this? This is like the third view scouting. Exactly, like why he does the shield there, because you want to scout what's around the corner. If he just normally use your primary fire, he is not able to get as much information. But now, because he gets this information, he can react to this, exactly, if this happens. But this is more of a, like, proc inspire thing. We can maybe boop this Doomfist away a little bit, too, so he cannot engage as much. But, you know, this all of it is, like, information. I get information, and based on this, I can make more good decisions, kind of. Okay. Does all of it make sense, or...
Yeah, no, it's making a lot of sense.
Nice. This is better. We holding an aggressive position, and then the pressures in you can escape. I think this is interesting. It's just about there are some corners which we can hold a little bit better, like sort of think about the quality. What do you do exactly? So you force the enemy team's attention even more. Well, again, maybe you can elaborate on that, because I was just keeping this in mind. You can split the enemy team's attention, right? You can kind of let them look at you a little bit more, so your teammates can live. Okay, so is there anything we can do to kind of drag more enemy team's attention, so it's harder for them to punish this angle here where your team is at? What do you think?
I guess hold those stairs angles more, or I think that's really about it. That's all I'm really saying. Or go down there. But
So that stairs angle initially, what do you mean by that? It's
so the one that I'm right next to.
oh yeah. So it's like kind of here-ish, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, possibly. What about this one?
I think it could work.
It can work. What do you think is better? Like this one, this one. What forces
Probably
more...
that one, because they're gonna be turned to me.
Yeah.
I'm farther up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So we, but with our position, we turn the enemy's attention more, because it takes more time for them to turn and also shoot things. It's gonna be harder, yeah. If they look at you this way, they don't really know information about the angle A. They only know the information about the angle B, so it's only you. But let's say we stack together on the same angle with our team, then they will know information about you and your teammates at the same time, and they also it's easier for them to shoot things too. Like imagine for maybe Junkrat, it's easier to spam your team out, or maybe even their diva, it's easier to just kind of fly in, shut down all of you with the matrix, sort of, yeah, or just use the boosters to boop you out. Yeah, it's also worse, kind of physically displace you a little bit. That's why we want to hold those angles where we plane away from our core. We don't want to exactly be separated too much, I would say, but we want to be able to kind of split the enemy team's attention a little bit more. So this angle here, it might seem a little bit risky because we kind of gonna be a little bit isolated, but if you look at it, your team is pushing this way, so it's like they're gonna be at A and you're gonna be at B, so both of you guys, both of the groups can support each other. That's what you want to look at. Make sure both of the groups can support each other, but we're not exactly playing like together with the group. We just want to play in a way so we're able to kind of use this flail, you know, maybe also bash away if something goes wrong. So maybe even if you're at B, you can get closer like this. They go across and you can bash away to the corner, like just go back, but you're not necessarily stacking with your team too much. You see what I was saying with this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So there's a lot of stuff, but yeah. Just one more part about forcing out the enemy team's attention. Because let's say the sweeper is trying to push your group, yeah, he will have two choices. He either want to push you and he will push this main group, but you're still able to support each other, and this can kill the Reaper faster. Right. Oh, this is unfortunate.
Yeah, I
Just
got
one
owned,
HP.
dude.
Okay, this happens. Just want to shield that probably, but it's alright.
You can shield the diva summon on you, the mech summon.
Oh yeah, it's so if you're not too close to her, you can. You just gotta be. Let me see. There's like a small effect when this happens. When she's so see this. This is the zone of this remake. It's working like Doom Fistol, basically. It's just really small. If you can shield this, so it's gonna be outside of the zone, then you will be fine. If you're not, if you're kind of inside slightly, it can happen because of the Diva's initial hitbox. You can kind of get inside a little bit of this zone, and then you might get hit still. That's why you want to kind of, you know, stay away from this circle. That's all. It's the same way you can block the Bastion's ult too. Technically, you can just block this by, you know, shielding this outside of a circle. You know, this zone here.
I got
Make sense? Okay.
Yeah.
It's working with any character. Ramatra, shield. Sigma, shield. Reinhardt, shield. Yeah. All of this, I can just block it. It's just recently, it was really confusing, I think, for a lot of players, especially like, I think recent players. The Ramatra's abilities, like how it goes to the shields, and maybe like some of these abilities, like the Winston Zap, it goes to the shields as well, was originally, but anyway, a few things which can go to the shields, but the you know, this physical kind of damage, no, not physical, but you know, like in a, how do you put it? You know, it's like in physics, you have those like, what's the English term for this? Like waves, sort of, when when there's an energy, it's like a wave. You know what I'm trying to say? So like when something trying to hit you, if it's a wave, then it can be blocked. With Ramatra, well, Ramatra is like an exception then in this case. Well, But yeah, overall, if it's like the Doomfist, for example, he lands, it's like a wave of the damage. It's like AoE damage, sort of, or like the Bastion's ult. It's also like AoE damage, which can be blocked. Yeah, I think only just keep in mind during Matra, you cannot block his punch, and that's it. All right.
He's too OP, bro. Back here.
He should be nerfed for sure.
Special delivery.
Well, we just 4 minutes in the VODs, but it's just because we discuss a lot of fundamental things, which I think is good. But we can discuss
Yeah.
more later as well. I'm just thinking, let's just try to summarize what we mentioned, and then we can talk about what we might discuss more in the future with you. Does that sounds good?
Yeah, that works for me.
Okay, then tell me what we learned from this and what are you gonna work on?
So I learned to hold a more aggressive angle, and of course, learning that and learning the limitations will result in me dying a lot. But that is what it is. But then also being able to actually look at the game in a whole different sense, because to be honest, I'm not really looking at what. Hold on 1 second.
That's okay. Take your time.
It's actually so crazy how different a support VOD is than a tank VOD.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's wild.
Okay.
That was so different than I was expecting you to go. I wasn't expecting aggressive angles bash out at all. That's not even close to what I was expecting. I was expecting just make sure your Ana stays alive and just flail things that go at your tank. That's what I was expecting.
Yeah,
But
you can.
yeah.
You can't do that, but you know there are like
Yeah, that's
few,
not the high value play.
there are a few ways. Like wanna understand like the most fundamental one. Yeah, I think you'll just summarize first, and then we'll can talk
So
about
really,
it.
doing this one VOD review from you, I really learned that to look at the game in a whole different sense. Because, to be honest, when I've been playing these games, I just go in, and I just heal my character. I kill the dudes. I'm not really looking at in terms of, having a kill box, making sure that they're staying in that kill box. Trading the actual cooldowns for the. Just trading the cooldowns, because in other FPSs that's not a thing, like COD or Destiny 2 or anything like that. It's just gunplay mechanics and movement. But learning that all matters significantly, and being able to control that as a Brig player I feel is invaluable. It's so crazy to me that
Yeah,
this is the first time I've actually found that out. But yeah, I think the immediate thing I'm going to be trying in these games, or my next couple of games, is going to be holding that aggressive angle and actually looking and seeing the kill box for my team and maintaining that and making sure that the enemies actually can be in there.
Right. Let's make sure when you do that, just kind of we'll talk about that a little bit more. But when you're trying to hold this aggressive angle, really make sure you have most of your resources when the actual fight starts. So sort of, we don't want to get poked before the initial engagement. There's a lot about like when you tank starts engagement first. But yes, we also kind of because you have a lot of tankiness with the shield, you have a lot of things to. Yeah, you have like your armor, for example, too. You can tank that damage as well. Just keep in mind, if you're gonna die, like when you're doing this, which is gonna happen, I think for sure. It's just this kind of first step I want to take anyway. You're gonna die. Just watch out if you was not get poked too early, like too much. But holding the aggressive angle is good, for sure. Hold the aggressive angle, bash away. Yeah, we wanna bait an enemy in your kill zone. Enemy entered your kill zone, bash away, and then kind of can fight, sort of a little bit more. Does it make sense?
Yeah, and I try to keep them in that kill zone more. I also watching this back, I need to use my heal packs a lot better. Like actually like save one instead of always going 0 on them because I think having just one can
Mhm.
really save an engagement.
Yeah, I was not going for the HP packs as much. It's just a bit different. Seems just the yeah. I'm thinking we can discuss it later, but you're right. You can also look at it. I'm thinking the most valuable is definitely the bash one, the shift usage, how you use that. So we mentioned you can do poke damage before an enemy entered your kill zone, but when they are about to do that, yeah, when they are almost in the kill zone or they are ready, and your shift usage should be for what? What we just mentioned.
Keeping them in the kill zone.
Yeah, so we kind of boop them away and let's just I think this is good because there are a lot of specifics. Yeah, keep an enemy in your kill zone. You want to make it easy for your team to shoot, and then make it harder for the enemy to shoot things. Yeah, that's why when we were booping the Reaper, like here, we not just booping him this way, where it's hard for my team to shoot. Yeah, it's harder for him to shoot, but wanna make sure it's two things at once, ideally. Yeah, your team able to shoot, and this guy's is not able to shoot. That's why we can boop the Reaper like this way. Yeah, he's still reasonably far. If my Zara at like position 1, maybe someone is position 2, but my team they're also able to shoot him as well, which is really valuable. Okay, so this is like sharp corners, sort of, but yeah, keep this in mind, just fundamentally where you're trying to boop the enemies to. Okay, what else? Is there anything else?
I mean, I honestly I think that's the biggest takeaways from me personally.
Yeah, I'm thinking let's just try to focus on this first. And let's look into scouting a little bit more as well. So I just
Oh
mentioned
yeah,
one
that's
time.
the shield.
Yeah, but doing all of this because you actually scout for the info, it can help with that decision to either bash away or flail somebody away instead of just blindly reacting. Yeah, it's okay to react, but FPS games like honestly, even like CS or like I don't know what else, like Valorant. Yeah, I think the CS is the best example where there's a lot of mechanical play, but it's just not purely reaction. Players reacting. It's more about players are anticipating what the enemies are doing because they're scouting, because the things are happening on the map in a certain way. And the Overwatch is even more about that. It's about your decisions, it's about your positioning first, and then because you make all those decisions right and your position is right, it's easier for you to land shots as well. Or I don't know, react with your flail, splash away. Yeah, that's for sure. Okay, so scout. We third view when shielding, and then yeah, you can make a decision what to do next, I guess. Okay, this is good. I'm thinking for later, what we can look at? It's direct support part. It's looking at how you use HP packs. So your 3 HP packs. We didn't talk about that. We can discuss it more. Also thinking, we talked about the corners, but let's discuss this a little bit more. I just mentioned those off angles, but to be honest, maybe you can focus on this, even like what we mentioned today, this is fine, but I'm thinking we can discuss it even more, so it's even more understandable, because there are a lot of specifics into like how you hold the off angles, also just how you hold corners in general. So yeah, we can discuss this later. Yeah, I'm thinking those are two main themes: direct support, corners. What do you think you want to work on more if you would work on something in the future?
Man,
Like corners or just direct supports, like HP packs? What? Because I would say both seems avoidable.
I honestly think corner because I really want to work in my positioning the most.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, let's start with the corners then. I'm just gonna mark it on the summary. Okay, corners, this is good. And yeah, just